Hello and welcome once again. And this month we talked about monetizing your passion. And let's first look at what passion is. What exactly is passion? And the easiest description I can give for passion. Let me give you my example. I talk. That's what I do. And when I was small, my mother said I talk too much. But I don't just talk, okay? I don't just talk. I like to communicate information. So I love to read, and anytime I read something in the newspapers, in the magazines those days, I would call my parents. Anybody who cared to listen, I would want to share it with them. And of course, there'll be times when they say keep quiet. Well, I just could not stop because it was in me. Now, that's kind of a good one. Now, I play the piano, and I probably should have done a piano clip for you on this shot. But when I am so passionate about music, you don't have any idea how much I love music. And so, even at a stage in my life, if I got broke, I just went into a jazz club somewhere and I played and got a gig and got some money. But I am so passionate about music. My parents did everything to, number one, encourage me at a stage when they thought it was just an interest. But when interest now grew and became passion, hey, I got into trouble. Then I was banned from doing certain things, from playing at certain hours. But I would wait when everybody has gone to sleep. Then I would wake up. I would actually sleep early so I could wake up to play the piano. That was how passionate I was about this thing. And it does not matter how many times I got into trouble, you could not stop Wale from music. You cannot separate him from music. And I still love music today. And this is now the difference. I'm going to show you a very important key difference. Now, what you love to do that you have not been able to make money from, yes, it may be a passion, but it will never go from that into, how do I put it? It just remains a hobby. Yet, there are people, the things that you do for fun, they get paid for it. And that's the whole essence of this discussion this month, that okay, you already love doing it, so why don't you get paid for it? I came across some statistics some time ago. It said that the average, that most heart attacks occur on Monday mornings between 9 and 10. And I really felt for people when I saw that, because what basically happens is they had such a great weekend, and the thought of now going back to do something they absolutely do not care for just frustrates them, and they check out. So it is very important, that you put yourself in a position where you have, and I dare say, a lifelong weekend. A lifelong weekend. Now, I know you're asking now, well, Wale, how realistic is that? Because, we have to eat, and what if my passion is not able to feed me right now? Fantastic. Let me give you some really simple principles that will help. Number one, you have to set the boundaries of your passion. Understand, okay, this passion, I'm not, because you see, passion that is not tamed sometimes can go overboard. And so it's very important you do that. I love to talk, I love to communicate information, but I have come to realize there are places where it is best to just keep quiet. So there is a place for that. All right, and that's very important. Understanding the parameters of the passion. Very crucial. Then number 2, and this is where a lot of people get flawed, you need to educate your passion. You see, passion, like most great gifts, passion is the intensity to which you are consumed about certain things. Now, mostly your giftings, like any most great things, they come raw. Oil comes crude. That's why it's called crude oil. When it comes in the car, it is totally crude. If you put that in your car, you're going to mess up your car. So find out this thing that you're so passionate about. Most of the time it'll come crude. You have to educate it. You have to develop it to a point where it's marketable. You don't just get somebody off the streets and put them in Manchester United. Even though they may be able to play, even though they have the passion, but they will go in and for a while they will be on the bench. They will watch. They will learn. Because passion that is not educated is dangerous. It can destroy you. Because you don't have the full picture. And I remember there's this story where Jesus healed this guy, and the guy was blind, and Jesus said, what do you see? And he said, I see men as trees. Now that's a dangerous place to be, because if you see men as trees, then you begin to cut the trees down. That's a very dangerous way. So Jesus said, hey, come. And Jesus sorted it out, fixed it. Now, that is what happened. Your passion needs to be educated. It needs to be brought to a place of maturity. All right? Now, when you have gone through the educating of your passion, then very, very important, you need to understand what I call the terrain of your passion. All right? No matter how, let me give you an example. Victor Moses is a Chelsea player. He's a fantastic guy. And this guy is Nigerian. And his parents were killed in some religious riots in the northern part of Nigeria. So his uncle took him up and relocated to the UK. Now, when you look at that terrain, all right, that terrain was able to support that passion of football and get it to a point where he could live off it. All right. Now, I am not saying every professional footballer should now relocate, but what I'm saying is there are certain terrains that make it easy for your passion to blossom. For instance, let's look at movies. Now, Nollywood, for instance, they are amongst the highest paid people on the continent of Africa. They're getting amazing. Now, it's not. Now, this is the very interesting thing about the terrain. In other nations in the Western world, the actors and actresses, they get a lot of money from people paying to go watch the movies and people paying for all the things that are attached to the movies. But it's not so with Nollywood, because piracy is a huge problem. So the terrain is different. Piracy is a huge problem, and they have not been able to find an answer to piracy. So where do they make their money from? From endorsements. And so you can find an actor being paid $1 million, to endorse a communications company, So we need to understand the terrain we are in, all right, and then understand how do I customize my passion to this terrain. That's very, very important. And then finally is make friends. for the development of your passion. All right. I look at people who do what I do and who are more brilliant than me, who do it better than me. I follow them on Twitter. I subscribe to their newsletters. I watch them. Even though we are not physical friends, but thank God, social media has redefined the meaning of the word friend. So I'm able to follow them on Facebook. I'm able to read their material. I'm able to learn from them. And some of the best lessons you will learn about your passion will come from your competitors who are better than you. All right. And so I have no qualms about that. I learn from them, and whatever I learn from them, I customize and I try to make it better. And so that's very, very important. And then even on the geographical level, when you make friends, it's very important. And I think I have said this so many times that be careful of professional dream killers who are people who seem to be gifted in telling you that it cannot be done. Let me wrap up with David in the Bible was told to go see his brothers when they were fighting, and he saw Goliath bragging and terrorizing and intimidating the Jewish army. And so David said, what will be done to the person who destroys this guy? And David's brother. And it's very important to understand the historical dimension of that. This is the same brother, his first brother, who the prophet initially thought was supposed to be king. All right, Eliab. So David's brother said, what have you come to do here? Who have you left the few sheep you're looking, who have you left them with? And he really put him down. It's important to know, like I said, the historical dimension of that. There are people who hear your passion and who feel, like Eliab felt, that he was better placed. He felt, why is this little boy coming to do this? I am better placed. If anybody should be talking like that, I should be talking like that. But he did not have the guts, he did not have the boldness. And I have found out many times insecure people will call confident people proud. Don't be bothered about that. Don't even sweat it at all. But learn from what David did. David turned from his brother to another and said exactly the same words. That's the important thing there. That don't spend time trying to explain yourself, trying to defend yourself with people who have already made up their minds about you. There's nothing you can say that can change it. All right? Don't spend time with such people. Just turn from them to another who will receive what you're saying, and who, even if they are going to criticize or critique, they are going to do it in a constructive manner, not pouring cold water and totally destroying your faith in that vision, but people who will say, hey, you left this out, you left that out. These are ways in which you can make it better. If you read my book, Why Do Some Dream of Success While Others Wake Up to Achieve It, I think it's page 98, 99, thereabout, I give a whole long list of things that were once said by experts. Experts once said that nobody would need a computer in their home. Experts once said that the telephone was of no commercial value. Experts once said that planes were of no military use. Experts once said that surgeons will never be able to operate on the heart of man. Now, where are all these experts today? They have been proved wrong. And so, as you go into this new wonderful month of May, why don't you be that person that will step out and once again prove that the experts don't know it all? Have a great time. Please visit the website. There's a whole lot of stuff there. If you've not attended the Inspire to Inspire program, Make sure you do 5 days that will change your thinking. Day 1, we deal with transformative thinking. Day 2, original living. Are you living what you were born to do? Are you just living? Are you just existing? Day 3, we talk about the terrain. I talked a bit about that. The terrain of because in the battle between the lion and the shark, the terrain will always determine the outcome. Then we talk about the network of champions, how to network, and then we wrap it up on Friday with Beyond Expectation. And this time around, we're going to be having a party on Fridays where our old alumni of the I2I program can come. Now, we have started another program today, particularly for a lot of people saying after I2I, this is so good, what next? Now, we've started another program which is open not just to I2I graduates, but to everybody. It's called the Mind Reboot program. Mind Reboot. 2 days of innovation and creativity, just in the evening. 2 days that will juggle your thinking. 2 days that will reboot your mind. And I've always said this: if after the mind reboot there is no difference in your life, you come and talk to me, and I tell you, I'm ready to give you your money back if after 2 days, those 2 days, there is no difference in your life. All right, so please go to the website, you check out what we're doing. If you don't have our books, get the books. We have the safari programs, we have a lot of things going on. And do invite people for these programs, because remember, our mission is transforming Africa one mind at a time. And so I will do my part from this end, but you will do your part. Whatever I share with you, whatever you see on the website that resonates with you, please share it with somebody else. Don't let anyone stop you from sharing it with someone else. The only thing I would ask you is, if you're going to copy, my definition of copyright is copy it right. Okay? And share with somebody, inspire somebody, and together let's leave this continent better than we found it. God bless you.